Hi, art teacher here with you again. And we're not doing the sketchbook activity this week. I've got another one for you, but we will go back to sketchbook activities for the summer. Be sure to do your subscriptions, your likes, your favorites, all the regular YouTube stuff that we do. And today, I want to talk about an artist named Vincent Van Gogh. Now, there are different ways to pronounce it, but since I'm in America and I speak English, I'm going to use the standard English pronunciation, Van Gogh. And there's a lot of drama regarding his life and his biography. You can read, if you're interested, I would say at the very least, do a Google image search, and I want you to look at his pictures. I'm not going to present his pictures here. I try to avoid any copyright issues, so I'm going to avoid putting up any images like that of artists. I know that might fall under fair use, but I'm just being very careful about copyright and respecting that, other people's work. Now, anyway, do an image search of Vincent Van Gogh and you'll see there are many, many paintings he did in a certain style, especially his later work, where there are a lot of swirls and a lot of flowing line type of brushwork. And that's the type of style I'm addressing here. His earlier work is different from that. If you're real interested, you can look at Lust for Life, that's a biography. There are also, if you really want to delve into it, there are volumes of his letters. Big books that have all his letters that he and his brother wrote back and forth to each other, which are very interesting and detail what he was thinking when he did all these paintings that he did. As for now, though, let's just restrict this mostly to that swirling line technique, and that's what I want to work with. So, here's an idea of a Vincent Van Gogh style swirling line technique that you can do using regular crayon. So what you'll need today for this one is a pencil, a paper. Now you can use this old copy paper I always talk about, but it's nice to use a better quality paper too. Maybe do a couple of these for practice. And then you'll need some crayons. Now again, I always suggest maybe get that big box, because it offers you so many more possibilities with your color. Anyway, what I want to do is sort of start you off with how to use crayon to create a Vincent Van Gogh style of swirly line technique like what I just showed you there. And I really have these steps that I've outlined. I'll come right up there and show you that. But what I've done here is go through step by step, 5 steps of how to do those swirly lines. You might want to pause it when I bring it right up there. And if you pause it, you should be able to see those steps real clear. So, first thing I'm doing, step 1, is just kind of a curved line like that, like a sideways letter C. Then I'm going to finish it out into a swirl. Then starting right about here, starting right about there, I'm going to curve it down, and that's step number 3. So I have step 1, step 2, adding the curl, step 3. Now I'm doing this second curl right here, which again, it's like a sideways letter C. Then, starting about halfway in, I can do another one of these kind of curvy lines, then another one, and that moves the eye right along. And then maybe at the end, I could do another one with the swirl type of thing like that. So, those are 5 steps to making an area of Van Gogh style swirls using crayon. Go ahead and pause it and look at those 5 steps and give that a try. Now, what I have, the next step here is I'm doing that and I'm adding more to it. So I have a couple of different colors which are next to each other on the color wheel, the blue and purple, analogous colors. That I have a whole video on that. You should watch that if you haven't. And what I'm going to do now is find a little place where I can add some more. So I have a small curl down. There we go. And this would be good for one of those, an area that would be the sky or the water with that blue and purple. And what I'm doing is adding some with these curved lines and some have the curl. And they're sort of right next to each other. Like this. And I keep adding more to it using blue and purple. I could use a great variety of different blues and purples. In this case, I just have a couple. Okay, there's another example. And here I'm using like 3 different blues and 1 type of purple, just to show that you can use a greater variety of colors that are analogous colors. Now the next thing I would want to do is try to draw out the picture. Van Gogh was well known for doing cypress trees. Now I did a sketchbook activity with trees like this, and that you can use this same subject matter in this Van Gogh lesson. So that's got a couple of good uses there. In this case, we're going to use it for the Van Gogh style drawing. So how I do that is, you start with a little U shape like that. Then make these lines kind of jaggedy going up the side. You don't want it perfectly symmetrical because trees aren't like that. And you end up with the basic shape of the cypress tree. Then you have to put a line behind it where the sky meets the earth, kind of the hill behind it. Stop at the edge, come out the other side, a little overlapping. And for the roots here, I'm going to go on the back of that paper and go into those roots a little more. The idea with the roots is having a curved line, another curved line. You can have this kind of stuff going up into it so it branches out. That's optional, you know. And then more toward one side than the other, I make this little curve, and that's like the root right there. Then the other side of that root coming down, then a little line coming in from behind that. And that's how I'm suggesting you do this part down here. So drawing the tree isn't all that hard to do. You should have success with it. Now go ahead and you might want to pause this and take a look at the colors that I suggest. These all fit in with the analogous color idea. Go back and look at that video if you haven't seen it on analogous colors. Orange and yellow for a sun, blue and purple for the sky, green and brown here for the tree, maybe a little green and yellow down here, maybe orange and brown for the tree trunk. So I'll grab a couple of blues and purples and do a little bit of work on this just to give you the idea. So what I've done is, out of my great big box of crayons, I picked up some blues and 1 purple. You can do it however you want. I picked those kind of at random, but they are the correct colors. Now when I go to do this, I'm trying to think of the Van Gogh swirly technique that kind of moves the eye around the way he was famous for. So I can start with something like that. Maybe add some of those type of lines to it. Adding some purple in there. A little more purple there. How about some blue next? right over those words. Don't write the words on yours. Don't put the words and letters on yours. I only did that for a demonstration. Here's a little light blue, and I can get some swirls going with that light blue. The idea is I'm making these little curved lines. Oh, those are about a little longer than my thumbnail. You can look at them and see how long they are. Give a try with that. And I'm going to fill in this entire area with this type of technique, which in the end should come up with a pretty decent Van Gogh style drawing, something like this. So, again, number one, you're going to have to practice your Van Gogh technique, meaning following those 5 steps. Do a lot of that, maybe fill a page with this kind of stuff, just to get a feeling for the technique. Then, drawing out this tree, the cypress tree, and then you can use the colors I suggest. Of course, these are only suggestions. If you want to try other colors or other types of subject matter, feel free to do that. This is just a good starting point to give you the feeling for how to use this technique. So again, what I'd like you to do is pick up your crayon box, get your pencil and paper ready, and give this one a try. Spend a little time practicing the technique though, because you're going to find at first you're going slow with it. You're going to have to be slow and careful. But after you do it for about half an hour, and you practice that curl technique with the curved lines and swirling around, after you do that for about half an hour, if you legitimately put in a half an hour work on that, you'll be able to do it quickly and still make it look good. And that means you've reached a certain level of mastery of that technique. And it's a cool little technique that you can pull out in a variety of different situations when you're doing art. Okay, be sure to look at Google Images and type in Vincent Van Gogh. Take a look at how he used color and look especially at the paintings that he did toward the end of his life that have these swirly lines. Okay, you take care. Thanks for watching. Give this one a try. It's a pretty fun one.